yo, like you's a small man in Form 1, they taxing you. Give me cash, I ain't asking you. Or collect a few tapping you. Things real hard, boy, because Uncle L is living better than men. Somebody vomits again and again. That is a reason for buying a Benz. It's a scene. Things salty like a keen. They go charge you a grand. Ask them now if you a speed. People posting nolly memes. Nothing funny body cream. So that's why I live in mine. Why you're selling all them dreams. Spending too much, you should calm yourself. Prices they higher than helium. You're coming up short like you was an elf. Switch to super from premium. Need some cash flow mediums. Cause I on green like millibugs. Fire for you like Marlena. Really bruh, we going up.
That's about Marcus Hardy and Young Reds. How they kind of like come together. So give you a little background.
Well, we are actually individual artists. We are solo artists, but we are such close friends that we work on a lot of stuff together. Right. So people assume that we are a group.
Yeah, it would seem so.
It would seem like a group.
Yeah, because you all represent on all the videos.
We represent, you know. But if we were to say as a group, it's actually myself, Young Red, and Mevon, so the producer. Yes. So it's three of us. Mevon is the group member who's behind the scenes, behind the boards and stuff. But basically during the SOE, I went by Mevon to work on some music or listen to some of his beats, and he told me he had this artist by the name of Young Red, you know, and he wanted us to meet. And Young Red came to the studio, and we started working on a remake to Jay-Z and Kanye's Otis, and we did a social commentary on the SOE called Dotish.
Right.
Talking about state of emergency and this and that. And we just gelled well together, and in that session we recorded the song, shot a music video, did everything in that one session.
Right there.
And I think that just, I really respected Rod's work ethic because I was known for doing a lot of for a little while in the industry, I was like Lil Wayne, I had collabs with everybody.
Lil Wayne, so you were supposed to say?
As big Lil Wayne.
Come in, Marcus.
hey. Yes, I used to do but a lot of people I would do collabs with, I would see after we do the collab, because people know that I'm heavy into marketing and I push a lot now, promote and all other people. But the thing that stood out to me about Rods is that after I did the song with him, he went on his own and did his own mixtape, did his own promotion, did his own music videos, and I really respected that and showed me that, yeah, this guy is serious now. So I think I was comfortable continuing, and same with Mevon, you know. Mevon continued to produce and make beats, and we all serious and we all have a vision, and it just gels well together.
But why rap though? What about rap? Or is it hip hop? Is it going to call it a rap? Or you say hip hop?
Technically, it's not just rap, you see. Like, this genre.
We call it
Trapso.
Shameless flow. Trapso music.
Trapso?
It was
Trapso music.
Trapso music.
So this is your own label or brand that you're building out here?
Yeah, basically what happened is, like, before we linked up, Hardy would dabble in rap stuff, but he was more like a chanter, dancer guy. Right. I grew up on hip hop, but I would use that a lot in my team just to write out whatever I wanted to, and I just enjoyed it. And I think what happened is, all three of us kind of saw that, you know, there was a lot of Trinidad culture not being represented in a certain way. We wanted to just bring a current social commentary, but all the things we grew up on, from dancehall to soca to rap, because there's the elements of soca in our music without a doubt. So bringing all that together to create this new genre, you know. Okay. Along with rap, I just a love affair I have with rap. So.
I more consider myself a ragga artist.
Right.
You know, but for me, I was inspired by people like Treason and Bungie and Kempsey and stuff like, especially Treason, because to me they would sing in dancehall but in a Trinidadian accent.
Yeah, they had a unique style.
A unique style.
You could identify that out of the whole lot.
Right.
You could actually say, hey, this is Treason.
This is Treason, and I've been working on this style since I'm 15 years old. I try my best to chant in a Trini accent, and it's something I've worked on, so you can't tell me I sung in Jamaican.
Oh, yeah, cool.
You can tell me maybe the tone is a dancehall tone, but I sung Trinidadian, and that's something, and same with Rugs and hip hop and rapping and stuff. So I think that makes us unique. You know,
and even before, right? Even before, I would mix both Trinidadian and American. The difference was that I'd been in scenario. When I was a kid, I actually lived in the Netherlands, right? And I went to the international school out there. And every kid, even European kids, were talking like this Americanized accent. That was like a standard.
Right.
So and that's when I started rapping. So like I legitimately started rapping that way on a real environment like that. Now. I think that the authenticity thing is bigger than necessarily the accent. Like you see, even Hardy, like even most of his stuff is, as you said, you twang it a little bit, but it still sounds Trini, right? Yeah. And that's nice about being authentic. It's about finding a bit of yourself mixed with it. You know, going full 100 and completely trying to sound like something you never sound like otherwise won't ever work. You know, it may work, but it would be way more difficult to sell. So that's where the pride also comes in. It's about authenticity and being yourself and being an individual.
And so in terms of, and I want to ask you a question specifically.
Sure.
Being young runs, and I'm sure you must get it thousands of times.
As I smile already.
You went this way and not the way of your father.
But I actually disagree with that. I actually think I went exactly like he did.
Like he did.
And this is why, right? You listen to my dad's music. It's not calypso. It's not soca. It's a lie.
His music
It's
actually stands out. You could actually pick.
It's different.
Pinpoint for people who don't know it. This is the son of David Runner.
Yeah, hi everybody.
Yes, hi daddy. Big ups to that.
So like if you there's a video I released called Energy, right? I did a freestyle over Drake's Energy, but I took an interview from my dad and I put it there. And in the start, he said calypso music in its authentic state doesn't necessarily exist per se. It actually absorbs a lot of what it hears from around it and makes something new. And that's really what he did. Like my dad's first ever song was actually a love R&B song. It's the first ever big song. And then Bahia Gil, like that's samba. You know, he always took other genres and mixed it in with his local vibe, and it came out to be that.
So you took his kung fu,
yeah,
and
basically.
you created your own kung fu, and you did your own thing with it.
Yeah, straight up.
So see all those things. So because I'm sure people like, why you don't do calypso like daddy? So I mean, so coming out of was there any kind of pressure coming out in your own style or own beat, or do you ever feel as though you're constantly under the shadows of your father?
Most people, when I first came out, most people didn't even know that. Like I didn't used to advertise it, you know. Some people would know me, or like when we go on Marcus would say it more like this is the son of legendary David Runner, because you know Trinidad is a hype culture and they kind of like that, right? But I would never advertise it, so it never really was a problem. And then beyond that, I don't know. I don't think it was ever an issue, because I think style-wise it was easy to respect and like. You know, it's not like I was doing something that was so difficult to accept, and you know. And to be honest, I'll be honest. Like I think it's more in interviews that I get the question like why I didn't go down that path. Like, oh, do I ever? People ask me in interviews, do you ever get questioned that? But nobody ever really questioned me in that way. Nobody ever really come and said, why didn't you do this? You know, I would get sometimes, like I think every hip hop artist in Trinidad gets, why don't you sing soca? But it's not like, your father did this, so why didn't you do this? I hardly ever get that.
But do you think, and it's a nice tongue-in-cheek question, do you think you could become a legendary like that?
Yeah.
As a tongue-in-cheek question.
That's actually the aim. Like I did a freestyle on Drake and Future's The Plug, and one of the lines is, which is really the truth, and I really did think this when I was at 20. Remember thinking at age 20 down on Sally Bay, Pops is a legend and I will not wrestle Daddy Slade.
I would take forever to come with a line like that. These things. So this begs a new question. How do you write? Who do you look to in terms of material for writing and stuff, Marcus? Who you look up to?
In terms of like people I'm influenced by and stuff, I think I'm very open to that. I think that locally, the people who influence me, the group that influenced me the most is just Treason.
But is there any international appeal?
Yeah, like I think definitely Born Americans.
Right.
I like artists who found a way to fuse Caribbean and international.
Right.
So Born Americans, Damian Marley, Wyclef, Busta Rhymes, Cardinal Official. But generally, like people I look up to for other reasons, and just because I'm fans of them, Jay-Z, Kanye West. Recently, kind of getting into Ty Dolla $ign. I like the fact that he sing. He has a way of singing. I like people who mix singing and rapping.
Right.
Well done us.
Yeah.
And I mean, big up Drake too. I wouldn't say I'm a big Drake fan, but
I'm a fan of Drake because he's versatile. He can rap, and he can sing.
And he's a great businessman too. He's a great marketing dude. So I have not more respect for Drake. Yeah. But those are the people who I would say. But to be very honest, I would say Treason. Like they changed my perspective. That you could be from Trinidad and be different, and it's okay to be different.
Man. Big up Treason.
I call them individually. M1, Ace, and Crip.
Yeah, but work with them. You want to work with them? You've done work with them?
Yeah, actually, we got in the studio with Ace and Crip, and we worked on something together. We just had to finish it, and then M1 and I supposed to link up soon.
What actually inspired you writing for Nama and For Nah Boy. I keep saying Nah Man.
It was a challenge actually from one of my best friends, Karen. He was like, you know, people say Nah Boy in Trinidad, like,
right.
Why you don't do a song about Nah Boy? And Rods was away at the time, and myself and our producer, Mevon, were in studio just vibing and stuff. And he had a beat. And I was like, let me try what Rod was asking me to do. So he played the beat and he was like, nah, boy. And then we started to come up with the melodies, and then we were so excited about it, we Skyped Rods.
Yeah.
And then we started to vibe from there. So I had to thank Karen for this particular.
But how much energy would it take for you to write? How much time would it take for you to write a song to bring a song out?
I think
one of you.
Could vary.
Yeah, I think it varies. I think a song like Nah Boy, like it just flowed in
It's
terms
a
of
vibe.
it was so easy. It was so us. It was so easy, as in you're from Trinidad and that kind of
Because it's
stuff.
vibing, you're vibing.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, like for example, Pumping. We had the hook for Pumping, and then we wrote the verses. And I think with my verse, I wrote a verse, but they were saying it's good, but it's not good enough. So I went home, came back.
How do you do that to the Zora Steve? How do you come back the next?
Yes.
Nobody told how do that.
Let me get the juice.
It was cool. He said it was cool, but I think it could be harder. And I was like, it could be harder. Alright. So I went back here.
Now all I remember is, I remember it? It's like Hardy and this verse like cool. And then next time, Hardy just come to the studio, he's like, hey fellas, it wasn't good enough. I was like,
Nah, it's Mel.
oh, I see people now. Now I learned something I didn't even realize.
And it just has some of us, like we challenge each other too. Like as I say, like I think I like to say we don't have egos. That's why we work well together. But Russ corrected us last time. We do have egos, but we find a way to
put it in
put it aside
right.
for the greater good now, because we
Right.
want to get better. And I think we come from 3 different backgrounds. I really learned a lot from those guys. Like I was always into hip hop as a fan of hip hop, like watching Rhapsody and Big Tigger, and I'm more into late 90s hip hop and to extent like early 90s hip hop. But I think in terms of the new wave of hip hop, I learned a lot from Young Red in particular. Right. And just in terms of my flows and stuff, and I used to kind of have the same flow over and over. And now I'm very versatile because of this project and because of just trying so many different things now. So I think we just challenge each other all the time.
Is there ever a clash between you guys where you probably fall out and talk to each other for a week or something? So
And I think
call back and apologize to Young Rods. I'm sorry.
I think the only thing that they both can have a problem with is I always late.
Oh, Lord.
And I think that is just me. I mean, I do a lot of different things, and sometimes even before the studio, I might just need that 15 minutes of mental peace just to detach myself from being a businessman and turn myself into. Yeah, sometimes you just need that and stuff. But no, I don't think we've ever had any serious falling outs. I think we both are in. I think we bring 2 different things to the table in terms of I'm my type of artist, he's his type of artist, and
that individuality kind of meshes well.
There's too much respect from everybody to fall out. There's too much, and there's too many positive things built amongst us to let. Maybe like the most you have a discussion is like we don't agree that something might go a certain way on a song, and that's never going to be that serious. The same.
It's not going to create a clash.
We might call for like 5 minutes and then like we know that as soon as the call is done, it's done.
Done.
Like,
it's
done.
Yeah, and that's a great like, respectful guy. I'm saying that meeting you guys for however long, you guys are extremely positive. You hear it in your songs, and I don't think you can actually live a life of negativity or have negativity drowning your system for you to be, and so you can see that you guys live. But in terms of educational wise, because it was said, Mark, that you actually have a law degree.
So that was actually on my own accord. I wasn't forced to do it.
You did a law degree.
My reason for it is when I remember visiting Ken Holder, who is one of my mentors in the industry. He's actually Treason's producer, and we were talking to him about some project, and there was a lawyer, Karen James. He came to the meeting as well, and there was just this way that everybody just showed respect for the lawyer, just the information that he had. And then I used to work in the magistrate court, and I used to just the way lawyers used to carry themselves. That's one reason why I was interested. Another reason is I always wanted to protect myself in the music industry and understand everything about the music industry. And I realized, okay, I have the creative side down. I used to produce music. I was having a career as an artist, but I wanted to learn the business and I wanted to just be a consultant. I wanted to be able to know everything about the entertainment industry. So for me, a law degree seemed to me like I did my research, and it was one of the most important degrees you could have in the music industry.
Oh, okay.
Because you deal with a lot of contracts as a creative person generally, or just in everyday life as well.
Yes.
So for me, it was something that I wanted. One, for the, I don't want to say the prestige, but the respect of it, because of my image. Like when people hear I have a law degree, they're like, you have a law degree?
Yes.
I like that.
It's like as extreme. It's like you.
It's like shit, yeah.
Yes, two extremes. Like you doing law and rap.
It helps with networking and business too. It makes me a more interesting person. When I meet people, it makes people want to connect, and it's helped.
I did French first, and then I did psychology, both of which I didn't really want to do. So I quit my psychology degree to go into music full time because it's something that I had never got the chance to pursue. I actually would never watch it as something viable. Ironically, considering that I was son of David Rudder, right? My entire life, I never watched it as something viable. But that's schooling wise though. Like other than that, like nearly every day I educate myself majorly on the internet now. Like I don't know, I'll choose a new topic. Things that people study in school, I study at home. I'll download ebooks, read it through. Like textbooks people are learning from in school, I download it and learn from it on my own time.
Wow.
You know, and it's not limited to one topic or one subject. I just like to learn. Anything that intrigues me, I go in.
Information at the press of a button, in the palm of your hand, information is right there, ready to roll. For those rappers out there, the the other young rods, the junior young rods, and the young hardies and stuff, do you freestyle?
Freestyle? I do not freestyle, but Rods can freestyle.
I think I've seen Rods.
You don't want me to freestyle.
Please be wanting.
If I do us, I don't know where I'll go.
That's okay. Let's keep it clean.
No, that's the point.
Let me challenge your freestyling. I think Chichi would love to see.
I can give you bars. I can give you written bars. That's probably safer by far.
Written?
Yeah, that's pre-written. You don't want me to.
Let me hear what you have then. That's okay.
What can I give you?
Let me see. Let me see what you have.
I'm trying to think of a rhyme that's okay. Alright, hold on. Well, you know what? Since we and Hardy have a new song coming out, I'll use this moment. We have a new song coming called Taxes, and this is my verse from it, right? Yo, like you's a small man in Form 1, they taxing you. Give me cash, I ain't asking you. Or collect a few tapping you. Things real hard, boy, cause Uncle L is living better than men. Somebody vomits again and again. That is a reason for buying a Benz. It's a scene, things salty like a keen. They go charge you $1,000. Ask them now if you a speed. People posting all the memes, nothing funny body cream. So that's why I live in mine. Why you're selling all them dreams? Spending too much, you should calm yourself. Prices they higher than helium. You're coming up short like you was an elf. Switch to super from premium. Need some cash flow mediums. Cause I on green like millibugs. Fire for you like Marlena. Really, bruh, we going up.
Extreme talent, folks. So tell us, you're saying that you all have songs coming out. You have an LP, you're going to actually working on an album?
But we have an album called TTT Trinidad and Tobago.
That's presently?
It should be finished either next month or in July. We really finished the recording process. It's just mixing, mastering, doing everything properly, shooting visuals.
Right.
All these things cost money.
Yes, it does.
So anybody out there, you know what I mean?
You know it is.
You know it is.
Reach out.
Reach out. We appreciate any support. But it's how many tracks is?
13 or 14.
13 or 14 tracks.
Okay.
Some of the track names, Mastana Bahar. We have
something really interesting, man.
You know what it is? Allan is like a pop culture album.
He really you can see he loves the marketing aspect of this thing because it's catchy. You know,
we actually have a nation building song called I Believe that people know us for having fun and turning up and having a good time, but this is a song really uplifting the country. We went deep, and we have love songs. We have songs like Sunday Lunch,
right?
You know, like it's a local love song. We have features from Umi Makano, Christian Calpi, Anoka Batiste, Jimmy October. As we have Rion from Synex.
Yeah.
We have a song called Hard Luck with Rion, which is real cool.
So some of these songs that we just saw, will that be on the album as well?
So all these songs.
Like Was the Scene?
Was the Scene is there.
Like Was the
As the
Scene
Tree is there. Now Boy is there. Pumping is there.
And Pumping is there. So it's what you're familiar with already, plus some new stuff. We have to balance it because we don't know. Albums have not been successful in Trinidad in the past.
Right.
A lot of albums. So like we wanted to make sure that it's a single-driven album. People know the single, so they would support. Plus, we have some new material for them.
Right.
So you will get new unreleased stuff.
So you're not going to just buy what you see already and say, well, I know something.
Oh yeah, I know this song.
On YouTube.
So it's a weird, and even Drake had to do that recently. Like a lot of artists are doing that. He released a lot of the hit songs beforehand.
And put it into the album.
And stuff. But a lot of work went into this album. Aside from that, we also have solo projects in the works. I know Reds has a mixtape coming out soon.
I'm also working on 2 EPs as well.
I'm working on 2 EPs.
But I'm keeping them secret for now.
In doing this thing in terms of the hardships that you probably face?
Maybe, I mean, everybody's been through it. Like, I feel like there are some tough days and tough nights, but it really just lasts a day for me personally. It's like, and something always gives me, like I remember there was this All Year's night, I was bumming about, just thinking, we put in all this work and we're still not reaching where we're supposed to reach. And then January 1st, guy from Germany messaged me and he was like, I wanted to be on an album in Europe. So it's like, things always happen. I remember like recently I was thinking, like, we had a gig and something happened in the gig that wasn't in our favor. And I reached home and somebody, like I'm doing a project with some guys named Bad Royal in the EDM world. And they messaged me something that to say like, hey, like Diplo just play a song. And so whenever, sometimes energy works in a weird way. I think when you send out positive energy, it comes back to you. And I realize it comes back to you at the right times. When you really need the most.
And so there we have it, folks. Mark Hardy and Young Rods here with us on this Persons of Interest Friday. Make sure and support them. Go out, look on the YouTube page, look for this stuff. And we see you next time here on DayPrime on Gayelle. Keep good, folks. Take care of yourselves and each other. Have a good one.
DOTT.
Have a good one.
Dukes of Trinidad and Tobago. Dot.
Or they can call it an order.